Hey everyone, I'm Cole, a developer advocate at Mage. We've been working really hard to add features to Mage Pro, and one of the areas we've really focused on is our streaming pipelines. So today I'm going to show you a new feature that we've added. We're going to stream data from Kafka to Google Cloud Storage, but we're going to use a Delta table rather than Parquet files. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to have to do is we are going to navigate to our pipelines page. I have a lot of pipelines, so we can use one of our nifty features here, our filter, and I can select streaming, apply all filters, and now you can see we filtered down to only our 3 streaming pipelines that we have. And we're going to go ahead and click into this streaming to GCP Delta Lake demo. So you can see that I have a couple of different blocks set up here. Let's go ahead and structure our page kind of the way we like it. With our sidekicks open, we have our file browser over here and our dependency tree over here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you our Google Cloud Storage bucket here, and I can just show you that we have no Delta table here. So we can go ahead and minimize this back down again. And the next thing I want to show you is how we set up our Kafka connection, and then our webhook, as well as using ngrok. So let's go ahead and open up our terminal where we have all of this information. So you can see right now that I've installed Kafka using Homebrew, and I do have Kafka running right now. We can just check really quick, and 9092, and you can see that we do have Kafka running here. The next thing I want to show you really quick, we have a webhook that just basically streams Binance data, and we can go ahead and start that stream back up again. So let's go ahead and just run this file, and you'll see data start to stream here. So you can see that the Binance data is streaming in, and data is moving fast, so we'll need to have a streaming pipeline available for this. The next thing I've used is ngrok. You won't be able to see the actual forwarding IP address just for security reasons, even though these change a lot. I'll go ahead and mark that out. But what you'll want to do if you're running this locally and in Mage Pro, you'll have to expose your port to the internet. So you can either do that through ngrok, or if you're running a Kafka instance through any of the cloud platforms, you can expose that port that port is actually exposed to the internet already. So the next thing we'll want to do is we'll want to head back over to our Mage Pro. Sorry, I just want to make sure we're running, and we are. So we should be streaming Binance data to Kafka right now. And I can kind of explain our setup here. So really, we're just needing to add a Kafka data, our streaming data importer. We'll need to add our URL and port. So this is going to be your either local host, or using ngrok, or your bootstrap server, or your server that you're using in your cloud platform. So we'll need to go ahead and give it a topic that we are streaming to. So I've named that topic Binance Crypto Trades, and that's actually written into the webhook as well. And then we'll also want to give it use a consumer group. This is just a lot of the default code here in this YAML configuration. There are a lot of other configuration setups here if you need them for your specific Kafka instance. So once we run our data loader, we're just passing that data directly to a data exporter. This demo is super simple. We're just connecting to our Google Cloud Storage, and we're using the Mage data bucket. We'll give the prefix Delta because we're writing to Delta Lake, and then, so we're using file type. Actually, I'll go ahead and just change this. We'll call this crypto, or we'll call this Binance instead of Delta. So the file type you'll want to use is Delta, and we're just going to append our data to the file. So once you have your setup ready, you can begin to execute the pipeline. Sorry, let me scroll back up here. I just want to make this a little wider just because you're going to see the data start to stream here in the terminal as well. So we'll hit this execute pipeline button, and you can see that we are starting to consume messages, and all of our data is beginning to stream into Kafka. Sorry, our data is actually streaming into Google Cloud Platform. So now we can go ahead and open up our Google Cloud console again. I'm just going to refresh here, and you can see that we have a Binance Delta table here. Let's go ahead and click this. Click this Delta log. You can see that we have JSON files, and you can see that we have streamed data into our JSON file here. And that's really it from me today. This is a really cool feature that is going to help people out. So you can now stream into Google Cloud Storage using Delta Lake instead of just writing Parquet files to GCS. Hope you learned a lot today and have a great day.